All right, everybody. Welcome back in to another episode of the Lesko Podcast. Joined by the crew for recruiting episode, I believe, number 9. I have to do the math right. I'll have to double check, make sure that's the math. Recruiting episode number 9. Going to talk spring ball, combining last night's episode into today. Brett sounds a lot better. Brett was sick, and that sucks.
Yeah.
And I sympathize with that 100%. That's not fun. And he was really sick. Like the other night, I said it last night, Brett. You know, I told you, but when I called you the other night, you sounded so bad. I was like, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm getting on." I'm like, "Well, you don't have to, man. You're."
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm like 70% today or something. I'm like 70% back. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all right, guys. Yeah. Again, recruiting spring ball. Big day for recruiting. Ivan, what's up? Again, check out markleskopodcast.com for merch and articles and stuff like that. You can support us on here monetarily, member up, and help us get to 2,000 subs. So, again, big day, Brett and crew.
Yep.
I'll just start with that. Got two commits, right?
No, we got one today.
One?
One. It's our first commit in the 2027 class so far, but more is going to follow. We got more coming soon. But, yep, we can start with that. I mean, breaking news. We thought it was dropping at 3:30, guys, and around 5 o'clock it dropped. We were like, thank God he didn't, change his mind or anything.
Good to see you.
Yep. Samaje Robinson, guys, On3 is on board with him. Like On3 and Rivals they just made him a 4-star like a week ago or a couple days ago. 247 needs to get their head out of their you-know-what because they have him as a 3-star right now. 6'3" long corner. Look, he kind of looks like a taller Joey Porter Jr. the way his build is right now. Obviously, he needs to gain a little bit of weight. He's at 180 right now, I think. But, a Florida cornerback specimen. Florida has a lot of good athletes. So he's been high at Penn State for a long time. He came up. We pretty much knew he was committing today for the most part. Anything can change, obviously. It's college football, especially when you're a high school kid still. You're 16, 17 years old. Things can change, but he seems 120% into this. So I haven't watched much tape on him yet, but I'm excited to break it down and check it out. And I'm sure our boy Landon Tangwell is going to check it out as well because that's what he does best. So looking forward to that. He's a top 250 player if you go by On3 and Rivals. So definitely a very good first commit to get. He's already boys with DeMonte Fleming, our 2028 cornerback. So that's cool that they can talk to their teammates and players that they play with on 7-on-7s to possibly get other guys on board. So, yeah, it's good news.
Yep. Very excited.
Yeah, 100%. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah. Samaje, obviously, he was a 3-star last week, just became a 4-star, but obviously our staff expects him to continue to blow up, and it would not surprise me at all. He's from South Florida. I imagine, a good senior year, Miami, UF, they're probably going to try to go after him. But he seems like a huge, huge Terry Smith guy, and I like our chances to keep him. And obviously, first commit of the class, so he's going to be huge in just building the rest of the 2027 class. So very exciting, high upside player for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a taller guy. He's actually a little taller, I think, than Quinion Mitchell, but it kind of makes me think. Anytime I see a tall, lanky corner, I think Quinion Mitchell. That's, I think, an archetype you're going to see a lot more of today, especially in the NFL where they're starting to value taller, longer corners a lot more. The average height of corners has been steadily climbing for the last 10 years in the NFL. So you're starting to see that trend. And some of that has to do, too, with, the physicality of the other side of the ball right now, which is the receivers, they keep getting bigger and more physical. So speed, they're almost starting to not really pull away from speed, but speed is becoming less of a focus for wide receivers and thusly less of a focus for corners. So it's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, both our commits are 6'3", like the The 2028 one, Flemings and Samaje. So it looks like we're going after tall.
Yeah, they'll be out there dunking. They'll be out there dunking on the receivers.
Yeah. It's not even a Matt Campbell staff thing anymore because Terry Smith has been with us for a long time. And now Terry Smith is like, well, I'm going to get tall guys too now. I might as well follow the trend, right? So that's pretty cool. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have much to say. Big pickup, 4-star guy.
Yep.
You know, the recruiting woes, I don't think, it's one guy, but I don't think that's something we really have to worry about. I think this is a sign that recruiting will be taken seriously at Penn State. They're going to get good guys. I don't know what they're going to pay them, but I think this is proof that Penn State is going to recruit who they want and who they need to. So would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Sure. It's just a matter of time. I said before, you had a late coaching staff pick up. They had to get their feet under them. It's just going to take a little longer. That's all.
He's been here 3 months.
I don't expect the result to be any different. I think, if we were in November right now, I might be a little bit concerned.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's the second day of spring practice, and
exactly.
I don't think anyone was going to commit before spring ball started, realistically.
Yeah, like you might have some, and again, you have to remember with early commits nowadays, there's a lot more fluctuation than there used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So even with your early commits, keep your, stay centered there. Time will tell what it ends up really looking like. But keeping an eye on who's interested to me is I actually find more value in keeping an eye on who's interested and how interested they are. Because I think that's going to give you a better idea of where the class is going to end up.
If you look at some of the top schools in the nation that have a couple to a decent amount of 2027 commits right now, it's because they have coaches that have been in the system at the program for a while, or at least a couple of years, to have the relationships built. And that's something that Penn State does not have the advantage of right now. But they're going to work overtime to make sure that they get the right guys, that they get Penn State guys that fit the system. And I have faith in Terry Smith and Matt Campbell and the whole staff. So,
yeah, and make no mistake, that's bang on, Brett, because you look at who's getting the biggest hits right now. It's Georgia, right?
Yep.
And Kirby Smart's he ain't going nowhere, right? And he's been there for a while now. So, yeah, good example.
USC too. USC's still going crazy with recruiting, and they haven't shown anything for it on the field. So, I don't understand it. Money talks, and that's all that matters over there is money. That's proof because they're a 9-3 team every year, nothing special. So
yeah.
I
don't know how
much
much
before.
I want to say this too. Who brought up Georgia? Aaron, you did?
Yeah.
All right. I want to say this too. Great coach.
Oh yeah.
A lot of talent down there. Okay. They're stacking talent. Could get Khalil Taylor. We'll see. I think we're going to get him, but we'll see. But anyway.
We're still favored there.
Yeah. So all of that talent, all that money, LSU spending a ton of money.
Oh,
LSU. That does not mean to me that they're going to win a national title.
No.
Okay. Just because we don't do that, we're not going to win the national title. So I just want to, make that point that there's a lot of money being thrown around, this and that. I don't think that necessarily correlates for Georgia or LSU, particularly Georgia, because they have Kirby Smart and the latest running back from Pennsylvania, that they're going to win a national title. And it is an example, regardless, Indiana. So Indiana did not have all the talent in the world at all. And they beat Georgia, Miami. They beat Miami. They beat Texas A&M, Ohio State twice.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. Who did they beat in the playoff? Indiana beat Alabama,
Ohio State. Alabama. Oregon. Not Ohio State. They beat Alabama. They beat Oregon. And then they beat
Miami and Ohio State. All of them.
Miami. No, and Miami beat Ohio State in the playoff.
Right. Well, they beat Ohio State in the Big Ten title.
Yeah, in the Big Ten championship, they beat.
So they all spent money. All right. So, again, like Brett said, like I've said, believe in the staff. We got a real coach, guys. That's all it comes down to. So that's my final point on that. You guys have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I'll add to that. It's typically a balance. One of the problems with schools that throw money around, and you see this in everything, right? So people who overspend on things, they usually don't even know how their stuff works, right? Why? Because they don't care. They can just throw money at it. It's one of the problems. It's called complacency in the Army. When you have too much of something and things are too convenient, you're usually kind of stupid. When you don't have enough, then you can't make the top. But when you're in that middle ground where you're spending a reasonable amount, but you're also very focused on making the most of every penny, that's where you get your experts, right? We used to have a saying in engineering, was like Porsche engineers, people think they're the best engineers in the automotive industry. They're not. They're actually pretty average. But Porsche gives them unlimited time and unlimited resources. So they get some success because of that. But that's also why their cars cost $200,000. Chevrolet, for the longest time, had the best engineers in the industry because Chevrolet could make an old metal Camaro beat a Porsche on a track, and they could do it on a limited time and a limited budget. Right? They were the actually better engineers the whole time. So that's kind of an example of you know, sometimes having everything doesn't really make you the best.
Yep.
And nobody outspends Oregon, so it's just
Oregon also. Yeah.
Oregon's number one.
They're a bunch
Georgia's
of
won a few natties.
Yeah.
Thanks, George. Look at George, man.
Yeah,
Coming
George
in
always
clutch.
coming through, man.
That's not even did you leave?
Thanks, George.
Yeah.
He might have, but Joe,
Took
they're
away.
a bunch of weirdos, you know. So it doesn't matter how much they spend. You can't.
Yeah.
That's proof that doesn't matter how much money you have. That doesn't mean you're not weird, and it doesn't buy happiness. So,
Yeah.
all right, guys.
Look
What's
at me and
next?
Joe being twinsies with the backdrop, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you got that's new, right? I like it.
No, I've had that. It was in my old room. I had it in the basement when I was going to set the studio up, and I couldn't get it to stick to the wall because the way the baseboards are downstairs, I just couldn't get it to stick right. So I brought it up.
Yeah. Nice.
George, as always, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
He said, "Oh yeah, what's up?" We got him, Ivan. Got the first commit.
Ivan, what's up, dude? Ivan sees me in the gym every day, and he doesn't say hi.
That's what Mark thinks at this point because he hasn't seen him yet.
Yeah, dude, I'll be in the gym. I'm literally looking for Ivan. Like, I got my Mark Lesko. First of all, he knows what I look like, and I'm wearing my merch, and he's like, not a word, not a peep from Ivan. So, all right, he's probably spying on me, man. You know, he knows who I am. He's just scouting me out.
I was gonna say I can't follow you if you know who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Samaje Robinson, he committed. Like, did we?
Yeah, we just talked about him. We sent a couple. We sent like 4 different posts about his commitment because everybody posted. Rivals posted, Dylan posted, PSU Sports Daily, everybody posted. So we got a bunch of those. If we're gonna go through, you commented new on our new one. So if you go to the recruiting post only, start at new, and we'll start from there.
Thankfully, I forgot I did that.
We can start from there.
My bad, guys. Again, like that was a different picture, and that's why I was kind of like, that's my bad. But yeah, regardless, that's a big man. How far up am I going here, Brett?
It's pretty far. I mean, you'll see
I'm
it.
way past. Wednesday, Monday. Dude, what's the first one, Brett? What's it look like? Oh, I got it.
You got it? Okay.
Yep. My bad. All right.
So stock up right here.
It's all good, Ivan.
I don't know who Ron Williams is, but Jaden Jones is a stock up guy. He went from not ranked in 90th. So he's a wide receiver. I believe he's from Pennsylvania. We talked about him last weekend. 6'2" receiver. Yeah, actually, I think he's from Pittsburgh, the Catholic school, right? Yeah, let me look it up. Let me look it up real quick. Jaden Jones. We talked about him last week. We have so many guys on this list, but athlete. Yeah, from Pittsburgh. I was right.
Yeah.
So he went up crazy. 90th overall. Well, Rivals has him at 77th overall. Number 3 athlete. 6'3" already. So they got him at 6'3". So he's a tall receiver, big body guy, just the way Matt Campbell and his staff like it. I just put this in here because it shows that, Penn State and Terry Smith can evaluate players at a very high level. He wasn't getting the respect that he deserved at first, but it is 2028, so it is early. They know he was going to blow up, and as you can see here, the 7-on-7s week 1, he went crazy, so that's why he got better ranked. If you don't go to camps and you don't do certain things, you're not going to get certain rankings unless you're an absolute freak and just show it on film and they look at your measurables and your speed and all that good stuff. But certain players, they go to these 7-on-7s, like that changes everything for them. So if you don't go, that's fine. You could still blow up, but you have a better chance of blowing up like an Ethan Grunkemeyer, right? He goes to the 7-on-7s and the Elite 11, and then he starts blowing up. So these camps mean a lot to on 3, 2, 4, 7, all the surfaces.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Next one.
Yeah. Bring it on.
Yeah, I just sent a post in the chat. We just got 2 new picks for players if you want to talk about that.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
This one was one I was expecting,
Nice.
actually. Kayshawn Taylor being crystal ball to Penn State was something, or Telfair, sorry. He was one I was expecting us to get crystal ball on pretty soon. So,
Joe, you sent it in
Recruiting posts chat.
All right, so we'll get
It's
that
all
one
the
at
way
the
at
end. Is that?
Yeah, we'll do that at the end.
All right.
We'll do it at the end because I want to stay in order. Just
Yep.
not for the show, just for me organizing it.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, we'll get to it. Yeah,
And
Marvin.
Sorry, Brett. Real quick.
No, you're good.
Again, guys, this is really important stuff. I follow recruiting not as much as these guys, but I get excited when this stuff happens. As someone who's kind of like not really into it as much as Brett and these guys, I'm excited about guys like Harrison here and Samaje Robinson. Like, it's exciting because it is very important. Like, dude, people just don't. I feel like people just don't understand. Like, this is important stuff. I mean, and again, nothing to do with the strategy and what they're going to do, this and that, but it is very important stuff. So, just to throw that out there, this is why we're talking about it. And Brett, luckily, Brett is a guy who's really into it. So,
and Aaron and Joe, all 3.
Yeah, exactly.
All of us here. So hopefully Penn State can make this happen, guys. Obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr., you guys all know who that is. Everyone who's watching should know who he is. He plays on the Arizona Cardinals. He played at Ohio State for 3 years. I think it was 3 years, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Marvin Harrison said his little brother is better than him. So that's saying a lot because Marvin Harrison is not as good as what Jeremiah Smith is. Like, I would say Jeremiah Smith is already past that. Jeremiah Smith is insane. But Marvin Harrison Jr. is still a very good player. He's saying Jet Harrison's better, his brother, then that says a lot. He's a number 3 player in the nation. Right now, he's 6'1", 175, so a little bit skinny, not as tall as his brother, but 2028 class, so he's got time to maybe get up to 6'3" or so. We'll see. Maybe he stops at 6'1". That's still tall enough to be a solid receiver. So, number 1 receiver in the country, number 1 receiver in Pennsylvania. That's the thing. He's from Philadelphia area. Yeah, from St. Joseph's Prep. That's where Marvin Harrison Jr. played as well. That's always been a hit or miss spot for Penn State. Ohio State is very good at digging out of there. They have very good talent. That's one of the best schools in the state year by year. Like always a top school in the state anyways. Pretty sure St. Joseph's Prep is where Haskell was playing, right? And then we were supposed to get Haskell. And Haskell flipped to Syracuse because James Franklin got fired. So there were a couple players we were able to get out of there, but not the elite receivers. So this would be huge. Right now, obviously, it's early to tell to say who's going to win the battle, but this looks like a Penn State-Ohio State battle. If we don't win it, I'm not going to be surprised, right? I mean, Ohio State is very hard to beat when it comes to receivers. But the thing that does help us is they don't have Brian Hartline anymore. Yes, they have a good receiver coach they got from LSU. He's very good, but he's not Brian Hartline. So they're not indestructible now. They can be beat in recruiting when it comes to the receivers. We'll see what happens. Still early, but yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm. All right, move on, Brett.
Yeah, unless you guys wanted to touch on it.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, guys.
It's super early, so yeah.
It is very early on him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's 2028, so but he's
Yeah.
from PA. But I mean, so we have time to like show that our wide receivers can produce. Like under Franklin,
Yep.
like we know there's like 0% chance.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Obviously, Ohio State's gonna probably pencil him in for now. But if we show that we have an explosive offense, you never know. Maybe we can get
Absolutely.
him to stay in PA. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that would be a massive pickup, but
Yep.
yeah, we'll see.
That's
Ohio State is Ohio State.
Ivan, that's him on the thumbnail. He's talking about Lorenzo McMullen. Yeah, we'll talk about him. That's him on the thumbnail. Actually, the picture for recruiting right there. So, we'll talk about it here in a little bit. Where are we at? What do we got here? Scroll up. Sorry, I can't see.
My bad.
No, you're good. You're showing my GIF.
My bad.
Classic GIF. No, you're good. What's that? I cannot read that. 1 second.
So it's linebacker,
Minikin
Johnson, Adekumbi, Adateo, Anderson Fry, Jaden Beckley.
How do you spell his first name?
Which one?
The first one. The linebacker?
Minikon.
Yeah.
You probably still won't find it.
These are
2027. I found him, Minikin Johnson. Okay. 6'1 linebacker, 205. He decommitted from West Virginia, so that's good. That's something I did not know about. So he was committed to West Virginia at one point. Yeah, it must have been recently when that happened.
Yeah.
He was on campus on the 24th. So he was with us a couple days ago from PA. So yeah, I mean, it looks like Penn State's in it. West Virginia's still going to push for him, but yeah, we don't have too much more on him.
Yeah.
That next name, I'm not going to be able to spell.
I would add this for him, Brett. They're still projecting him for West Virginia. I would say that crystal ball is going to shift to Penn State pretty soon. I would expect that to happen.
Yeah, he's a Pittsburgh guy, so that makes sense. Pittsburgh, West Virginia is always very heavily involved in Pittsburgh because it's not far. That's the closest part of the state to West Virginia. But obviously, you know who else is very elite in Pittsburgh, and that's Terry Smith. So wouldn't be surprised if we can flip that one. 4-star defensive end was on campus yesterday, the 27th. So I can't see that to spell. Let me make this bigger. 1 second. Okay, there we go. Adi Kambai?
It should be Adateo.
The last name, Adateo.
Yeah. He's a 4-star out of Newark, New Jersey.
That's like an Ivan Kamaju type of name, right? Yeah, that's a similar type of. Yep. So this guy, 6'3" edge, 230, 4-star guy, top 360 guy. Like he's making some rises here. Virginia Tech offer, Duke, Wake Forest. Whoops, let me go back here. Sorry, I'm logged into On3 and it's giving me some trouble here. Come on, load. Good. I imagine Penn State offered. I'm just trying to make sure.
Yeah, he is on our offer list.
Yeah.
He's not showing in our crystal ball right now, which I think they just haven't updated that because this might be his first visit.
Yeah.
So that may also change in the coming days. He's another one to kind of watch crystal ball on.
Yeah. And he's from New Jersey, and we have 2 coaches now that can help recruit in New Jersey. So Savon Huggins and then Kashif Moore. So that'll help. Okay. Moving on. We got Anderson Fry. He's not ranked yet. 2027, April 2nd, coming up. And we got 4-star defensive tackle. There's not many of those hanging around, so we'll take that. Jaden Beckley. Second here, 4-star guy out of New Jersey. So another New Jersey guy. Right now he's looking at 6 foot, 285. Boston College, Syracuse, Michigan, West Virginia, Texas A&M offered. Tennessee, Ole Miss, some big schools in there. Penn State is not offered yet, but I'm sure they will this weekend if they see him.
Yeah, not officially, but I bet they were offering him. They're going to offer him on the 4th. It's interesting too because he's already a 4-star.
Yep.
Even though he's a 2028, that's always very interesting because usually means he's very talented. If you're getting 4 stars this early, so
he's class of 2028, right?
Yeah, so he's already a 4-star, even though he's projected almost 2 years in advance. So
and he's been to Penn State before because his picture on On3 is with a Penn State visitor badge. So he's no stranger to Penn State. He's probably more.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's good news from Bergen Catholic and Ordell, New Jersey. Never heard of Ordell, but probably a smaller school. Yep. All right, we can keep going.
You got anybody else have anything to say about that?
Not really.
No,
it's pretty early. I don't really know these guys too well.
Yeah, there's so many guys on the offer list. Like it's just the visit list.
When we see the same names returning, then we'll definitely gauge interest for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Much better.
Our boy Deontay Fleming's guys, 2028. He's making a rise. He was not really ranked when we got him, and look where he's at. He's a 4-star. So we'll take it. Let me pull him up. Let me see how far he went up. Deontay. He was on campus with the new recruit that we got today. So
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta be 6'2.5", so he's pretty much almost the same height already as
Samaje
Robinson. Yeah, which is insane because this kid's like 16. So
gonna have some big old corners.
Yep. But yeah, Deontay Fleming's great name, great player. Erie, Pennsylvania. We don't get that many guys from Erie, so I wonder if our Coach Lustig had some involvement in that too. Erie's his stomping grounds. He's from Erie, so
yeah, he is. Yeah, that's right. He might have.
That's a good point. So maybe I'm pretty sure Terry probably got that done with one hand, but he didn't even need 2 hands for it.
But if he's from Erie, man, he ain't scared of snow like Spell is. So
nope.
He laughed at
That's true. That's true. Erie's, it's a rough place too. Erie's pretty rough.
That lake effect, yeah. It's cold.
Well, and I've heard the city too. It's like it can be pretty hard up there. So
yeah,
I hear it's different up there. Yep.
Maybe so.
All right, we can keep moving. Starting to lose my voice already.
Yeah.
All right. What we got here? Justice Hardy, a Pennsylvania running back for 2027. Probably going to try out, see what he can do. This was on March 24th, so this was on Tuesday. Oh, they came for the Tuesday practice. These guys were on campus. Not sure what a 4.5 star is, but I thought that was funny when I saw that. I'm like, that's not a real thing, but they just wanted to make it look better, I guess. He's a kicker. Maybe kickers are rated differently. I have no idea.
I've never seen that myself.
4.5.
Isn't that odd? Like, it's not real. But Brandon Murphy, that rings a bell, right, guys? He's from PA. He's a top player in Pennsylvania for 2028. 4-star athlete. Let's see, from Pittsburgh, PA. So Terry Smith has his hands all over this one too. Okay, he's from Clairton. Okay.
Yeah,
Clairton. Yep, it's a good high school. For football, Kentucky, Syracuse, West Virginia. This is between Penn State and Pittsburgh, but really it's just Penn State and Penn State. I mean, Pittsburgh is not a good school. Florida State offered, Wisconsin, Indiana, Miami offered. You know, if you see a Miami offer, that's a good offer. Like right now, it means more. A couple years ago, a Miami offer didn't mean anything, but now it means something. So
time changes things.
It does. Mario Cristobal was on the hot seat, and then he made things happen last year. So who knows? Yep.
Yeah, a lot of these kicker and punter and like long snapper rankings are like and then they're like self-proclaimed 4 and 5 stars.
Maybe he just made it up.
They'll never be like a blue chip kicker. Like, come on.
Unless you get like a guy from Australia who's got a 70-yard leg on him.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, Brandon Murphy, 6'1", 185. Good size for a 2028 kid already. So
London Hampton too. That's a fairly new visit, I think. He's an athlete. He's one of the athletes we have off. We actually have about 15 offers out to athletes, I believe. Which, I'm not really sure what his current specialty is or what he favors as far as playing goes, but he's an interesting one. He's been going up the boards a little bit. I think now Michigan State and Purdue are his biggest offers. Yep. But Penn State, to my knowledge, has offered him. I think he's on our list now.
They did. Penn State offered, yep.
So and I know right now he was favoring Michigan State last I heard, but that may change.
Yeah. Michigan State's heavily favored right now at a 92. Penn State did offer Pittsburgh, Purdue, Michigan State, Cincinnati, and then some lower level schools, but other schools are gonna check them out. I mean, Notre Dame is checking them out. They didn't offer him yet, but they're looking into him. They're trying to like wait till the last minute and then try to push for him, just like they do with everybody else. So
Yep.
Just wait until we go and then.
Then we got Kyle Wise. I can't wait to see his GPA. I'm sure it's fantastic. You guys didn't get it?
No, that one flew past me. Where's he go to school?
No, I said Kyle Wise. I said I can't wait to see his GPA.
That was a dad joke, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than nothing. Yeah.
But fair enough.
Yeah, 6 foot, 193.
Wise
Marlboro.
Wise grocery store.
He's from Marlboro, New Jersey. I know where that's at. So that's good.
I've been there several times.
Red Bank Catholic. Not too much info on the sites about him, but he has some lower level offers. I don't think Penn State offered him yet, but doesn't mean that they won't. So.
Goes to Red Bank, Brett. Red Bank?
Red Bank Catholic, yep.
You guys ever been to Red Bank?
Yeah.
Not that specific area, I don't think, no.
Dude, it's I'm a guy, I love New Jersey, and Red Bank is really nice. So you know who came from this is random, but Minka Fitzpatrick, he played at I think he went to, which high school did he go to? I think he went to like Colts Neck or something like that. But that's from like Central Jersey. and that's good football. New Jersey has some good football. But my roommate in college, he was from Colts Neck. He went to CBA, the Christian Brothers Academy. But a lot of good sports in New Jersey. So,
yeah.
All right.
We can go on to the next slide. Some of these other guys aren't ranked yet. They just can't see practice.
Babies are getting recruited too. So I don't know where that baby's from, but this actually looks like the baby right here. Look at that. He grew up. All right, Brett.
Oh, man. All right. DeJour Webb. West Virginia commit. He's not. Says he's a 3-star, but okay. 247 has him as a 3-star. Rivals has not ranked him at all, so maybe they just don't have enough tape or info on him. He's a big dude. I mean, it's 6'3", 220, which is that's a big boy for still being in high school. So 6'3", 320. Right. Let's see. We got.
Do you think that's Pine Richland?
What's that?
Do you think he goes to Pine Richland, Khalil Taylor's high school? Like the helmet looks really similar.
Yep, he goes to Pine Richland. That's the same. Yep. Cool. So he plays with Khalil Taylor. Yep. At Pine Richland. So he's. Let's see. He doesn't have many big offers right now, but I mean, he's committed to West Virginia. Maryland offered, James Madison, FIU, Colorado, Wake Forest. Penn State is not offered yet, but maybe they did on the 26th when they saw him. I have no idea. We'll have to look into it and wait and see. No, because it would be updated. But he came by. Another kicker from New Jersey. And then Trey Hopkins, an official visit, June 11th to the 13th. We'll look into that one once it gets closer to June. Yep. Keep on moving.
Yeah.
Calaruso.
Tyler Calaruso.
Yep. And we're going to talk about Kayshawn Telfair later too, but this guy it looks like he's almost a done deal for Penn State. 4-star cornerback. He's going to join another 4-star who just committed today, so that'd be awesome. 1 second. Where is he from, though? I forget. I'm looking into it. Yeah, Ohio? Okay. Yeah. Which is insane because, he's a very highly recruited guy. If this wants to load.
Yeah, he's Euclid, Ohio.
Yeah, he's
our guy. We were fighting with him. It was actually us and Clemson that were fighting.
Yep.
And worth noting, he did cancel his Notre Dame visit. So
yep, he sure did.
All right, he's smart. He's a smart kid. I like him.
He's top. He's 130. Yeah, 133rd in the nation, guys. Top 16 quarterback. 6 foot, 160. So not as big as the other guy that we got today, but big enough. Yeah, good size for a corner. 160, has to put on a couple pounds. That's normal. Terry Smith is a legend, and he's about to kill it. So, yeah. He's 90% towards Penn State right now with all the predictions in. So, that's what you like to see.
I really like him. I think he's going to be really good.
Kind of like a Kalen King type, body type. 6 foot.
Telfair's a guy that we've been talking about, Brett. So again, another 4-star cornerback possibly being picked up by Penn State. I mean, they're gonna get guys for sure. Yep. I mean, I think people forget that Terry Smith is still at Penn State. It's kind of crazy, but I know he's quiet, but he has a commanding presence at least.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Uh-oh. Would like to see more of nationwide recruiting for trenches. Yeah,
Well, I mean, that's what's happening. I mean, we're all over.
We'll get him.
We have a fair number of California kids.
Yep. We'll get him, Thomas.
Yep. In Case Alexander, guys, we've been talking about him for 1 to 2 months now. He had a crystal ball put in for him like a month ago, and now Tyler Calvaruso put in one as well. Tyler is very involved with 247. I really like Tyler Calvaruso. He's a good dude. He's well, he seems like a good guy. He knows his stuff. So if he's putting a pick in, he feels pretty confident. So
yeah, and that's right there. You know, national recruiting. He's an Oklahoma guy. Case Alexander. Yep. I actually did not expect us to come out on top in this one because he was pulling, you know, with Oklahoma and Oklahoma State both pulling hard for him. Oklahoma State's got some excitement with their new coaching staff. I did not expect us. And with Oklahoma's defense being as good as it is and as renowned as it is, like, I did not expect us to have a real shot at this one. So this one's actually really great. It's kind of a surprise to me.
Yeah. Oh, very exciting, very talented linebacker for sure. So, from the state of Oklahoma, that's rare for us. When do we go to Oklahoma? So, definitely.
Yeah, of course, Rivals is very high on him. Well, on 3 Rivals, it's the same thing now. 247 is a little bit lower on him, but Rivals has him as a top 11 linebacker, so they know what they're doing. 6'3", 210. He's a long linebacker, just the way Matt Campbell and his staff like it. From Washington, Oklahoma. 95% chance that Penn State gets him right now. That's what he's predicted at. Oklahoma is far behind. Everybody else is going to be playing catch up, and it's just not going to happen for them. So can't wait till he commits. Should be soon.
Something very significant must have changed there because he was crystal balled to Oklahoma for a long time. And then in the last couple of weeks, it just aggressively shifted in favor of Penn State. So.
Yep.
What do you guys think of what Thomas just said?
What did he say? With Utah losing their coach and BYU fumbling around with theirs, we could see more of the Samoan recruits become available, especially on D-line. We would like to see them wind up. Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. It's a good point, Thomas.
I've said it before, I think, on here, like, that was not an insignificant loss for BYU. Like, their defensive coordinator was a huge part of their success.
Yeah, that was a big loss. I don't know how they're going to make that up.
I don't know.
Thomas with the out of the box thinking.
I thought the crumble cookie salary, like, they would be able to pay their assistant coaches more.
Yeah, I thought that was supposed to be a thing, right?
Yeah,
I guess crumble cookies was like, well, we don't have room for defensive coordinators.
No.
Well, Franklin's on their payroll now too, so.
Yeah. Did their finances crumble like their cookies?
Probably. Didn't really work out for him.
Yeah, Tywin. What's Tywin's last name again? He got his offer today, guys. So he's a 4-star recruit. Click his page, Tywin. I forget his last name, but he posted. I sent his thing. Oh, I hate when they do that because they don't have the name.
Yeah,
it might be on his page somewhere, but he's got crazy offers, man. Look at his offer list, or at least his unofficial visit list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tyree Davis win.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Davis win. He took a picture with the staff today and posted it. We'll see it later once we keep going through. Why isn't it showing?
Philadelphia guy.
Tyree Davis win. I'm looking. Of course, on 3's not showing him.
On 3, he's Tywin. Just TY win.
Yeah.
On 3.
That's it.
You don't have to have the whole name.
That's annoying.
Yeah. So he's offered by Penn State, Georgia, Syracuse, Rutgers, and Temple right now. Are all offers on his table.
Okay.
Interesting that Georgia, I swear they're just copying us.
Yeah, they're coming to the. They're coming. Instead of going as much south as they typically do, they're going more north now. It's very odd.
Yeah,
they're trying to go north. Yep. All right, let's keep moving.
Yeah.
I'm the only person who commented on that. I said, let's go.
I liked it.
Yeah. Okay. So today is March 28th. Look how loaded today is, guys.
Wow.
Today is absolutely loaded. 26 was. We had that defensive end. Okay, we already talked about him. Samir Edwards. I actually don't remember looking at him yet, so let's check him out. 2028 wide receiver. This is a 2028 loaded weekend. 2027 too, but I think we're going to have a good class in 27, but I think 2028 we're going to go crazy. I have a feeling that once we gain traction, we're going to go crazy in 2028. Samir Edwards, 6'3", 205, Baltimore, Maryland, St. Francis Academy. Hard to get guys out of there, but I think we can do it with the new staff. 180th in the nation, top 35 receiver. Right now, it's early, obviously 2028, but you got Maryland, Penn State, Virginia Tech, Auburn, Florida. Even Florida came up to Baltimore and offered, or sent the offer from that far. Very good offer list. Texas A&M, Nebraska, Florida State. Yeah, people like what they see in him. Obviously, Penn State likes him a lot, so we'll keep an eye on this one. I think this is very early to tell, but I think Penn State can make this happen. It's not far from home. Let's do it.
Yeah, 24/7 has Samir at 6'3.5", and 2028. That's what, like a sophomore in high school next year.
Yeah.
So he could be like a 6'5". Like you never know.
Yeah, it could be an absolute animal.
But
and then our boy Langston Pridgeton. We talked about him before. This guy.
Langston Pridgeton.
Langston Pridgeton. He's a hot commodity.
Oh yeah.
Pridgeton. I'm pulling him up now. From Virginia. 6'1", 175, and that's 2028, so we got plenty of time to grow. From Stonebridge High School in Ashburn, Virginia. Top 26 in the nation. He's basically a 5-star at this point. Just about. Rutgers, Maryland, Virginia, Texas A&M, Virginia Tech. Tennessee, Penn State, Vanderbilt, West Virginia, Indiana, Georgia, Florida. So many schools in this one, guys. It's gonna be a hard battle, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, you got Terry Smith, so I don't know what else to say other than that.
Yeah.
Jermaine Smith Jr.
Hey, Brett.
Yeah.
Can you answer Ivan's comment there?
Yeah, last time I was tracking on Isaiah Rodgers. He was crystal balled elsewhere, but
was he?
He announced that he's committing Monday, and it's going to be at Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, that he's going to commit on the 30th. Yeah, I did see that.
Where is he going?
Probably Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, most likely.
Well, that sucks to suck. Penn State dominates Ohio State in lacrosse today, so 13-6. Stuck on that. Stuck eyes. 13-6, baby.
13-6.
They got destroyed. All right, I'm back now. Oh no. More bad. We might as well say more bad news. Maxwell Hillard has been crystal ball to Florida. I wonder why. Because of Troutwine. So,
oh yeah, absolutely Troutwine. Yeah, I was actually expecting that at this point.
Yeah.
So it was kind of no surprise to me.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
At least it's not like a Big Ten school though. Like Ohio State.
That's fine. Florida is gonna suck for a long time, so it's whatever.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, no, he's 87%. He's been leaning Florida for a while, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd throw that in there because Maxwell Hiller is somebody that's been a while since we talked about him, and now we don't have to talk about him, so now we can move on.
Yeah.
But Jermaine Smith Jr., he's an athlete. They have him at edge on 3. So I imagine he's 6'4", 204. So athlete because linebacker flexibility with the edge playing. So St. Francis Academy again, Baltimore, Maryland. Penn State's in the league right now. You got Maryland, Ohio State, Ole Miss, UCLA, bunch of big schools in the mix for this one. 69th in the nation, number 9 edge. The dude looks big already, and he's 28. So he got room to grow, but he's got a good frame for it. For defensive NU, baby. All right, we'll go over Nazir Richardson, and then we'll go on to the next slide. There's so many guys on here. It's insane. Nazir Richardson, that sounds familiar.
As you guys can see, they're recruiting like all over. Ohio, Maryland, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts. I mean, they're hitting Florida. Yep. They're hitting all kinds of different states. And that's our staff. Like, our staff is kind of causing that. We have ties all over the country now with our staff, which is, I mean, not that we didn't before, but that's clear as day. We have 3 defensive coordinators on our defense right now, coaching different positions. Our defensive tackles coach, I believe that's the Washington guy, defensive ends coach from Northwestern. I mean, we got coaches from all over the country, so that is absolutely going to help our recruiting 100%.
And you know what's crazy? Like St. Francis Academy and some of these Maryland recruits, we're actually like doing really good in Maryland, and that's not something that I pictured going into the season. We don't have any guys for that area right now, so the fact that the staff is building new relationships in Maryland and New Jersey, it's very good to see. So it's promising.
Yeah, 100%.
Nazir Richardson's a very highly regarded guy. Malcolm X Shabazz High School in Newark, New Jersey. 6'1", 175. Rivals is very high on him. They have him as 12th nationally. He's 30th nationally if you add 247 in there. 247 is a little bit lower, but very highly regarded. Looks like Virginia Tech, Penn State, Rutgers are the teams to beat right now. I don't know how Rutgers is in it with any of these big guys, because Rutgers is not good. So, we'll see. But I mean, Penn State likes him. It looks like he likes Penn State too. So we can go on to the next one. I'm losing my voice. If you guys want to, it's been a rough road with this throat.
Yeah, we got a lot more to go. I'm going to share this one. What is it up? Story. Hold on. I don't know if the story's still up there, Brett, but it's
if it's just the story. Yeah, if it's a story picture, that's fine. You can just keep going.
It's Rojas and Drew Clancy. That's the story.
Okay, nice.
All right.
Oh, and Landon already posted about the commit today, so he probably checked out the tape. So we'll check that out later.
Hey, Brett, you want to answer Thomas here? How much NIL money they're pitching? I don't know enough.
You got to think guys in DMV would rather go to Stakeholder or Blacksburg. I mean, it's a mixed bag, right? I mean, Franklin has very good relationships there. That's not something that we can shy away from. Like, it's a fact. He has good relationships in Virginia and Maryland. So people are looking at something new over there, but there's something new over here too at Penn State. So he's going to win some, and we're going to win the rest. So
and it's not like, and I said it's like Virginia Tech's probably the biggest school in that area, right? So it's not like I know they've been down on their luck lately, but they were a pretty big deal about 15 years ago. So that's not a completely lost thing.
Great Bamer.
And it's just going to vary a lot from one person to the next. Some people, you grew up watching Virginia Tech if you live there, and that's the school you like, and they may be the one you want to play for. It's just how it is.
Well, we got Jeremy Washington, a walk-on, a couple days ago. It's good to see. I mean, there's a spot for everybody who can earn a spot on the team. Obviously, he did something that the staff like, and yeah, he's walking on to Penn State for 2027.
Yeah, which is cool. Walk-ons are – we didn't really have – I don't know. How many walk-ons do we have under Franklin?
We had quite a few. I mean, we had a good bit. You think we had probably at least 2 or 3 players at every position for the most part, like that were walk-ons. So they play a role. Practice squad, they play a role, man.
Hey, Brett, Thomas said he's curious to know how much NIL money PSU pitches to recruits during their visits if they commit. Like I said, enough, I'd say. I don't know.
So the way it works, Thomas, is and this isn't, maybe it's not fair, but there is a board, like the GM, Hoodger, and the guy he hired from Cincinnati, the staff is gonna have each position is worth something different, right? Like there are certain positions that this is what this position costs, and like a receiver, a very highly talented receiver is worth a decent bit, but like offensive tackle and quarterback, like some defensive ends, like defensive tackle, those players are going to be worth more money. But at the end of the day, Penn State is not going to they're not going to pay high school guys an insane amount of money. They're obviously going to put packages in for certain players that they really want, but they're not going to overpay. If they get in a battle with Notre Dame or Ohio State or whoever, right? Clemson, or not Clemson, USC. If all the recruit cares about, and I'm not saying all they care about is money, but if they care about money more than the team, we're going to lose that battle. And it is what it is. If we go after a guy who money's important to him, but the culture, the family aspect, the development, Matt Campbell and his staff, what they have to offer and what Penn State has to offer. If they're more on that side than the money, then we're going to win the battle because we're still going to give them money. There's still going to be options.
But also, like the way these contracts work, like you don't really like when they say you offered somebody, doesn't mean that you send them a contract. What it means is you have a market, like an agreed upon market value for a player position. You discuss that far, then you make them a scholarship offer. And then if there's mutual interest and it's like pretty high, that's when you actually go to a contract level. But you need the lawyers and the money makers involved in that. So you don't really you're not going to offer it. Like you might want to pay a Keemon Spell $1 million to be a running back, right? But you're not going to offer him that on his initial visit. You're going to offer him a scholarship. And then you're going to work out the contract details if he's seriously interested. So Spell later got a real contract offer from us at some point, but like whatever it was, I don't know. Georgia might have been higher, probably was. But the main thing there is like these early visits, guys. The 2028 guys, they might not even mention money when they're talking to those guys right now because it's way too soon, right?
Yeah.
So the offer, when you hear offer, it's still scholarship offer like it used to be, fundamentally.
Yep. You got it.
I'm sure they give like Flemings or like the first commits like some extra money because they're helping recruit the class.
Yeah, they might give them a bonus for early recruiting commitment. That's and that's a good incentive for early commitment.
Yeah, every position has a market cap. That's the short answer, but there are ways to overpay them if you really want them, obviously. But
if you're really sold on the guy.
And players who Penn State's retaining, like a Tony Rojas, but Tony Rojas is worth more than a freshman linebacker coming in. It's not even comparable, right? Tony Rojas is a hot commodity. He's a very good player on Penn State. If he can stay healthy, he's going to be worth the money. So,
yeah. So and even if a player like what you're saying there, Thomas, like by the time they actually get to State College, they will have a contract for at least 1 year. But and that they will be getting their money. But they don't give them money just because they made them an offer. Like when they commit, when they commit, they've probably already agreed upon the contract terms because you kind of have to now. But even then, they can still back out of those contracts and you're not paying them anything. They're not paying you anything to back out on those, especially on those early, like if you're a first time commit. The portal contracts look a little different, from my understanding, which is why it's like sometimes you'll see those portal players, like the quarterback from Washington, where he couldn't leave if he wanted to unless he wanted to get sued.
Yep.
So, so they're a little bit different in how they're structured from the guys coming out of high school versus the guys that are in the portal.
All right.
Yep.
Get moving. So we got a lot left still. So.
Brett, we covered. Yep. Okay.
Oh, John.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about him. Yeah, we figured this was going Washington's way. John Ione. Not related to Vega. We looked into it and we talked about it. Big defensive tackle commit for Washington. Hats off to them. I don't have anything against Washington, man. Like I respect them. I mean, last time we played them, we beat the crap out of them. So we got to play them at their house this year.
True.
So looking forward to that. He's a big dude. He's from California. So did we see this coming? Yeah. Was it a miss on Penn State's part? Not really, because it's hard to get guys from the West Coast. Yes, we've got a couple guys, but you're going to miss more than you hit out there. So that's all I got on this one. Congrats to them.
Yeah, same thing. It's like this one I actually understand. So when I hear like somebody, like a recruit goes from Oregon or Washington to Alabama, I'm like, why the hell would you want to live there? But
yeah, exactly.
But this one I get, it's way closer to home for him. And if you've never been to Washington University, it is a beautiful place. It really is. And they have a pretty cool stadium. So, I understand why people like it. I think they kind of I think they don't get enough credit up there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I like Washington.
Yeah. Good commit.
All right.
Okay. And here's the big day. This is what you wanted, Ivan. We got you.
Mm-hmm.
Lorenzo McMullen Jr. From Ohio. So, I mean, obviously, it's going to be a hard one to get, but we do pretty good in Ohio. Matt Campbell has a lot of connections in Ohio from when he was at Toledo. He's from Ohio. Some of his family's from Pennsylvania. His wife's family's from Pennsylvania, I think. But yeah, Lorenzo McMullen Jr., 6'2", 170 from Taft. So Taft High School's in Cincinnati, so not really a Ohio State stomping ground, but they can still pull from there.
Oh yeah.
Nobody's in the super lead right now. He's a 2028 guy, so it's very early, but looking at his offer list, it's he's got Notre Dame, Illinois, Michigan State, Indiana, Cincinnati, Kentucky, Maryland, Penn State offered. I don't know if Penn State offered today or if they offered previously. They might have offered previously, but
I don't remember.
Yeah, this guy is he's going to blow up. He's 14th in the nation for 2028. Now that could change. He could either go up or go down a little bit, but yeah, he's obviously very talented for his age. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's from Ohio, so it's a little concerned. Yep. But the fact that he's on campus for a practice and not even like an OV is telling.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Is that Sire or Sir?
Sire Hall. Yeah. So when I first looked this guy up, I actually thought his name was the school he went to because it sounded like a school to me.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. No pitcher. They label him a 3-star on Penn State everything, but I'm not seeing much info on him on 3. But from Chester, PA, so right outside of Philly. Some good players in Chester, PA. 6'2", long corner, 170. So yeah, we'll have to see. And once we have more information on him, I can't even really get much info on him. So.
Yeah, we haven't officially offered him yet that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I don't think so. And then April 9th, Peter Bork, guys. A guy that's crystal ball to us. That's a very, very important visit. So hopefully we can close it. We can close it out right after that. So we'll see. But I don't see Peter Bork waiting much longer after April 9th. Maybe mid-April, end of April. That's the longest I could see him waiting.
Yeah.
So he's going to pull the trigger soon. Keep moving. Rocky, what you doing, man?
Aiden O'Neal. Yeah.
Aiden O'Neal, he's a big guy.
I like that we have the last visit a lot of times.
We got the last one.
And he's
got
crystal
some
balled favoring us right now.
Yeah, we got a slight edge over Kentucky and Notre Dame, so that's good. 108th in the nation, so almost the top 100 guy. 6'5", 250. So he's going to move inside, I imagine. They don't have him as edge; they have him as defensive line.
Yeah, they do have him just as D lineman right now.
So he can blow up. He's got a good frame for it. Top 15 D lineman, top 13 actually.
Yeah.
A lot of good offers. He's got some good visits lined up. We'll have to wait and see, but I like Penn State's chances. He's from New Jersey. Don Bosco. Okay.
Yeah.
Don Bosco. It's a good school.
Crap.
Yeah.
It's a good school.
Nice.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Brett, we good? We good on him? Okay, we good on him?
Yeah, we're good.
Kevin Wright?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. This is the newest one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so this is okay, this is today. This is a lot of younger guys. 2028, 2029. These are guys who are coming probably to see Penn State for the first time or coming up for a camp here soon. Not too much info on these guys yet. They're young. But, it's a loaded weekend, man. The 26th to today is pretty insane. There's probably like 40, 50 guys there. So
yeah, probably like 40.
Yeah, probably at least. So, yeah, nothing specific on this one. It's showing some of the younger guys that we got a quarterback from West Virginia, guys from Ohio, New Jersey, Maryland. Looks like we're sticking in the region pretty well with Ohio, New Jersey, Maryland, Pennsylvania. If they can do that, grab a couple guys from Florida or, maybe obviously a couple guys from Nebraska, Indiana, Minnesota, we can make things happen. So
absolutely.
Yep.
All right.
That should be it. Move the spring ball. It's about. Yeah, there's Tywin. Look how big he is. Because look at Clanton, dude.
Yeah, Clanton's not a little man. Yeah.
And neither is Matt Campbell's tall too. So Matt Campbell's what, 6'3"?
Yeah.
6'8", 270.
Jesus.
That's big.
Big dude. The big boy.
One. Keyshawn Telfair, yeah, like Joe said. So.
Yeah.
Got the mascot.
What's up, Rocky?
Rocky? You're going to bug me. You're going to be on the show. Big man. All right.
Rocky, you're going to get your butt kicked. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Spring ball. I haven't talked to all of you about it yet. I haven't talked to Brad about it yet. I did an episode the other night myself, Thursday night on it.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? What are you guys thinking of spring ball so far? Got some coverage going on. Would you prefer a dual threat improviser, pocket passer, or a pure runner?
You want a dual threat, man. You want somebody who can do a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah.
That's what I think personally.
I don't think anybody wants a pure runner, honestly.
No.
Well, I would say it depends on your system and your players.
If you play at Army, then sure, but
I mean, even Zach Mills was a dual threat. He wasn't a runner. He was a dual threat. So
yeah.
But yeah, I would always say it depends on your personnel. What you got to run. So if I have 3 tight ends that are 280 pounds each, and my offensive line is 350 pounds of meat, probably want them to be able to run.
Yeah. But yeah, if that's a Penn State question, then definitely not just a runner because that's
In
not
our
Penn
case.
State. Yeah.
Yeah, in our case, yeah, I would say.
Yeah, in our
he
case.
was the norm. Yeah.
You want a dual threat. But yeah, spring ball, it's been, I mean, it's early. We had 2 practices. There is some negatives to, well, not negatives, but there's a lot of guys missing spring ball. So that puts a hurt piece on just, gaining, just getting used to everybody playing that chemistry, getting used to the new team because half the team's new. So
Yes.
the other half is we retained or got from, the portal. So I think just gaining that, a lot of backups are going to get time, right? So that's good. There's going to be a lot of younger guys getting reps. When it comes to quarterback, I think the biggest hurt piece is Alex Mansky not playing in spring ball. That kind of stinks. Connor Berry's got to step up. Case Evans, Peyton Falzone, they're going to have to step up. At least running back, we're pretty healthy, so we got plenty of new guys that are going to get their reps there. Tight end, Rapplier is not going to be playing in spring ball. Neither is Burkle, actually. So 2 of the tight ends are out. 2 of our top receivers are out for spring, but that gives Goby Howard, Keith Jones Jr., Peter Gonzalez, like it gives all these new guys or younger guys some time to get acquainted. So I do like that feature. So you can look at it glass half full or glass half empty on any given day on how spring ball is going to go. But learning the playbook, you can still do that and not play spring ball, right? You can still learn the playbook. Some guys can still do individual workouts, like individual run walkthroughs. So, yeah, I mean, I think they're going to be just fine. But so far, I mean, I like that Matt Campbell's doing it slow and right. He's starting slow. He's not doing, like even Landon was saying, like for their second spring practice, like they would be going up against each other, being pretty physical, and you're not even really supposed to do contact at that point. He's like, not to call him out, but you're not really supposed to go crazy on the second practice, and we typically would with Franklin. He's like, I like how Matt Campbell's doing it slow and right. Not a lot of these players, like I said, are new. They're learning a new system. The guys that are from Iowa State, I'm not worried about them. They've been in the system, so they're going to learn. They're just going to continue to grow. But then all the freshman recruits that just came in and the Penn State players that were retained, they're just going to have to mesh in and learn the playbook, and it's just going to take some time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Joe and Aaron, what do you guys think of spring ball so far? You saw some of the coverage. We got Becht, Mansky, Sowell, Eskelson, Donka, Rapp. They're all out.
Yeah.
Did I miss anybody?
Probably. Let me say Donka, right? Yeah.
Just a lot of our top guys are out, but
Jeremiah Cooper. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Becht, Mansky, Sowell, Eskelson, Donka, and Rapp are all out. That's 6 guys. Half our offense is out right now. It is what it is. I mean, but I'm excited. I like I said the other night, I'm excited. James Peoples looking bulky.
Yeah.
I saw Becht. He's got a quick release. Riker, Matt Campbell. So we got some guys. Hanson.
Yeah, Caleb Bacon looks big, number 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It looks like Lyric Samuel, right? Yeah. Caleb Bacon's massive.
Caleb Bacon. Yeah, he's huge. For a linebacker.
So, yeah. But, yeah, overall, I'm pretty excited. But Aaron and Joe, no particular order, give your thoughts.
After you, Joe.
I'll take it. Yeah, it just sucks that like a lot of our starters are out, but I mean most of them, like the Iowa State guys, have been playing together, so hopefully it won't be too much of a process to get back going, like rolling in the fall. But I imagine these guys are going to be guys that are going to text each other and get work in without it being a practice, So I'm not. Yeah. So it sucks with not getting live reps, but I still think they're going to train in the offseason, obviously, and get work in. And make sure they're not rusty come fall. It's make or break for a lot of these seniors too, like Rocco and stuff. So they're going to want to be as ready as possible.
Yeah. I just from what I was seeing, it sounds pretty good. There was some various media outlets who were saying that it actually sounded like the group is vibing really well early on, and some that it is pretty common, even with a minor injury. A lot of players will not do spring practice if there's a minor injury. I think Mansky actually missed spring practice last year for Iowa State because of an elbow injury he had coming out of high school. So there was some really good stuff. It's so early that I think Campbell's probably still getting a handle on who's really looking good and who's really growing fast. But he called out, some guys on the defense that he's looking for them to be big time leaders. Bacon was one of them. So was Tony Rojas. I think he also mentioned Marcus Neal and
Kamaju.
What's that?
Kamaju.
Yeah, Kamaju as well. So a lot of guys are stepping up. I thought Cam Wallace got huge. Cam Wallace looked pretty scary when he showed up to practice. He looked like a load to deal with if you're a defensive player. And then also Quentin Martin Jr., he didn't get a lot bigger, but what he did, he looked really smooth in practice. Yep. So some of that also, Kobe Howard, he looked like he's ready, man. He looked like he's ready to take over. He might actually be, in some ways, I might be more excited about him than any single receiver we've picked up in a while. Because he has kind of everything going. He's got hands. He's got great his route running solid, and he's really shifty. He's got really good moves. So guys like him can be an absolute headache to cover as a defender.
He's gonna be hard to take down.
Yeah, if your eyes trail, he's gone. And so really, really good looking. There were some really good looking guys. I thought it was pretty positive. It was also interesting, if anybody's watching who hasn't heard, Campbell changed practice to morning. That was a new thing at Penn State. He found that it was better to have people get up and get moving quickly, and that they feel that they had less injuries when they did that in the long haul. So, and reportedly the players actually really liked the change. So that's good to hear. They're he's got the walk, crawl, run mentality, which that's how we train people in the military. If you want to beat something into your head until it's just common practice, it becomes, you don't have to think about it, you just do it. That's how you do it. You start slow, you build up to a medium pace, and then you send them running. Once they've proven that they've mastered it, then you run. And it sounds like a slow process, but I used to say, the military only needs 3 months to get you ready. So I think you can do it just fine between spring and fall. So I think the approach is good. There was something that really stuck out to me, though. I don't know if you guys noticed this in the practice, that if you remember when we had our previous coach, the practices it would center around him, and he would just kind of be there, and everything was and it was kind of, he'd be noisy. You always knew where he was, right?
He always had to be in the action,
center of attention type thing, right? And some coaches are like that, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but you could tell the difference, because what I saw was most people didn't know where Campbell was because they weren't paying attention. But if you watch the practice, Campbell, the reason you didn't see him is because he was the one tossing the ball to the quarterback. And then he was also the one that when the receivers were catching it, he was feigning defender for him. He was doing stuff like that. And so I appreciate a guy who, they say lead by example, right? So don't stand there and tell somebody what they did wrong. Show them what they did wrong, right? Or, hey, if you think, hey, you need to do this a certain way, don't tell them, show them. I appreciate that approach, and I always thought that worked better for leadership. So And then also they let music back into practice. That's another change. So they were actually blaring, I think it was DMX that came in. I was like, that's what's up. So.
Yeah,
that was kind of my takeaways.
The crystal ball post we could talk about.
What's that?
Yeah.
The predictions we just got. Sorry, the RPM.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we just got a pick in for Gleason. Zachary Gleason.
Zachary Gleason.
Yeah.
We talked about him the other week. Yep.
So that's exciting. And then
that's new. Yeah.
Like literally like just today.
I was gonna say that must be very new. Yeah.
Yeah, it just happened today. Cornerback, right? Yep. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, from Central Catholic. Yep. 6 foot.
That's Peter Gonzalez's high school, I think.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we got a little pipeline there. They have like the Minnesota Vikings helmets. I always think that's like
they have cool helmets.
Yeah. He's a three-star guy right now. He can always climb up a little bit, but oh, good. They, Terry Smith likes him, so.
Yeah, we're really strong in the cornerback pool right now.
Yeah,
it's
secondary.
It's pretty heavy. Linebacker and cornerback are our two best, crystal balls and like where we're headed right now. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have like a little note about Taylor. Apparently, Khalil Taylor. Apparently, his agent is Terry Smith's stepson.
Yes, I heard that.
I heard that from BWI.
I hadn't actually verified that's true, but I heard that. Yeah.
I think BWI said it. Like,
that's pretty crazy.
So,
Rocky, you're burning me out, dude.
Needs attention today.
Come on, Rocky, calm down.
He's going crazy, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
one thing.
Oh, go ahead,
Aaron. Real quick, one thing that I forgot to mention the other night is Clanton. He's working on the one-arm shots with the defensive or the offensive guards, which is new school, as Landon said on his show. That's something that Trout one would have never done. So that's a good thing because defensive ends, they train for two-hand shots. But if you're doing one-hand shot, and they're going to lift accordingly too. That's why you do, as a lifter, one of the reasons, I know that one of the reasons you do free weight, first of all, free weights, let alone Olympic lifts, and why it's better to do barbell bench than it is dumbbell bench is because when you have a barbell, you can't cheat one side, really. It has to be even across. And the reason that you use a wide grip, like pretty much you're putting either your middle finger or your ring finger on the line of the bar, which is a wider grip. Now, I do like shoulder width grip because I'm doing a Mike Menser type workout and I flare my elbows out. But for athletic purposes, when you have a wider grip, because people would ask, like, why don't you use a close grip? Because that's where you're hitting people. Because when you're out here, you're strengthening out here and in here. So when you're lifting, they're doing wide grip. Guarantee you they're doing like wider grip benches. And when a defensive end is coming at you and you only train in here, what happens when you have to reach out here? You're not as strong. So if you're training out here, when you go to hit that guy with one hand, your strength workout tailors to that hit. So that's one thing that I forgot to mention the other night is, dude, like man, it's crazy, bro. They're being so methodical about everything. It's insane. Like we're going to be really happy with this staff. Like I think this staff is going to be here a long time. It'd be like the Joe Paterno type method where they're going to be here a long time. I mean, Franklin would just let them walk out. Like Franklin's probably like, all right, go be a head coach. All right, go to the NFL, do this, do that, like a moron, because he probably just wanted it to make them look better. You got to try to retain people, players, coaches. And I think they do that here. So with this staff, go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, I was just saying, going through one thing that stuck out to me was, I don't know if you saw Ryan Clayton in practice. He had the cutoffs on and he had
his own merch.
His own merch, yep.
Line coach. He looked like he smashed a beer on his head before he came in through the way. Said he's ready.
Rocking his own merch, yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. He did have his own shirt on.
He said, what did he say? He said Malachi Goodman, he said he punched him in the chest. He's like, that hurt. He's like, I felt that. He's like, that's gonna bruise tomorrow. Yep.
That's fun.
Malachi Goodman's only 18, guys. He was 17 when he got here.
He's a big dude.
So he might be our starting left tackle. He's 18 years old.
Yeah.
He's
Promising.
specimen. 6'6", like 330 or something right now.
Yeah.
Big guy.
Yeah, the new regime is here, guys, which is awesome. But what do we think about Mansky, Thomas? I mean, I think he's the next man up. I think learning from a veteran like Becht and having these other guys around him, like he's got essentially two veterans on his with the third string as well. He's got two veterans to learn from. Sounds like half the team is physical rehab. Yeah, that'd be not be a bad idea. Aaron, walk, crawl, run, approach. Yep. Dog, yes, he is. Shaddy Bell. I think we've seen you on here before, Shaddy Bell. Welcome back.
Welcome
That's
in.
how Rough Riders roll. PCC Vikings. My high school coach and his son coach there. So, yeah, overall, I'm excited about spring ball, guys. I mean, this is the start, literally the official start of the new regime. So, it is what it is, like we're here. And we should be excited. And like I said, I think they're going to be really methodical about everything that they do. So,
Yep. And to answer Thomas's question about Mansky, Tangwell did a film breakdown about Mansky after he committed. And the main thing that Mansky just needs to work on over the offseason once he's healthy, or even during the season, is when he releases the ball, he kind of puts his one foot up. Like when his footwork is decent, but then he kind of lifts the leg when he throws it. It's just a bad habit he has to get rid of because that's not something you can do consistently. And you're probably going to hurt yourself. You might get hit, and then it's just something he's got to clean up. But overall, he's got a strong arm. He's a big quarterback who can run too, 6'3", like 220-something, 230.
Yeah.
So
I will say that too. Don't count out Peyton Falzone either.
No, his arm,
specimen.
His arm and his capabilities with his release now looks much better. Brad Mendler, what's his name? The quarterback coach, he really cleaned up his throw. So Drew and Ethan Grunkelmeyer's quarterback coach. Yep.
Yeah. I could see that because Peyton Falzone he's a talented guy and
he's fast.
He's got a lot of what Drew had in terms of physics, but at the same time he can move in a way Drew would not move.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
He has, like I was saying, looking at him, like he has that build of he could be a Josh Allen type player. Like he could do it. So don't rule him out either. Because he could blow up in his sophomore year. He's the guy, Or I guess, probably a redshirt freshman year, but
yeah, 100%. Anything else, guys, right now for spring ball recruiting? I didn't even change a thing.
I think so.
Yeah, but we should all be excited. We're personally, all of us, we're excited. We're all optimistic about the season. What's that?
He's got one commit today. I think it's going to start snowballing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was just about to say recruiting's about to kick off, man, and that's my favorite, so I can't wait.
It's exciting. Yeah. Also, probably also good news, the movement on Khalil Taylor. Georgia's actually kind of falling off right now because Nebraska has actually predicted a second behind Penn State at the moment, which is kind of interesting. So that was kind of surprising to see that change as well. There's been some very, very surprising crystal ball moves in the last couple of weeks. That Case Alexander one was one.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's getting busy.
All right, guys. Everybody, thank you for coming on. Just stay on here after, guys. We'll catch up a little bit if we want. But thank you guys for coming on. Again, check out LeskoPodcast.com. Help us get to 2,000 subs. And this is
your
fun.
merch, guys. Get it.
Yep. These guys know their stuff. I got the hat on, the gray polo, Adidas polo. It's really like these polo. It's good quality stuff, guys. Really is.
Adidas ones are good. Yep.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my hoodie to show up.
Joe's got his stuff. He wears it in the clubs. He can attest that it helps him find the women, right, Joe?
Of course, I got the dark gray, and it's hard to see it on it, but
yeah,
I won't make that mistake next time.
But I I think I changed it, Brett. You know, like
Yeah.
online it looks fine, and then you get it and it doesn't look. You know, Jared
exactly.
literally everything he got was like didn't. You know, the
It
color
blended. Yeah, blended in with it.
Yeah, but Jared doesn't care. So all right, guys, have a good night and check out Black and Gold Mondays on Mondays. Jared does elite content.
Yep. He does elite content from underwater, guys. It's something you've
Yep.
never seen before.
Literally looks like SpongeBob's gonna float by. So
Yeah.
That's cool.
we are Penn State.
We are Penn
We are Penn
State. Let's go. We get the flag.
And
Yeah.
we all got Penn State stuff on right now
Yep.
in the background. And all right, see you guys.
See ya.
There you go.